What's going on YouTube, man? I got a idea, and actually it's not an idea, it's just a question. I want to ask you guys your opinion on something. And I'm going to basically go around the theme on this one is like being comfortable. How many of you guys right now are living in your city, right? And the only reason you're there is because your family's there. You know, and I'm not going against family or anything like that. But one thing I noticed in Nicaragua is that it was an interesting concept. A lot of the people there, it wasn't abnormal for a person to be 35, 40 years old and still living at home with their parents. Like that wasn't an abnormal thing. And I was just like, then I started asking around, and I said a lot of places in Latin America, not just Latin America, but other places that's pretty much rings true. That people never really a lot of people never really leave the nest. And some people say, well, that's because, you know, they can't afford houses and things like that, you know, and some of that may be, but I've noticed too is that when the men and women would stay there, you know, basically the mom and dad would all, you know, still at these ages could tell them what to do, and you can't do this and you can't do that. And my question is this, guys, are we crippling ourselves by by living amongst our family? Like, is it wrong to leave your family and explore? Because here's the thing. One thing I know is this. Just like all of us have a different fingerprint. All of us can't do the same thing. You know? Like, if you go to some other countries, like Arab, I've seen this a lot in the Arab countries, China. You know, a lot of people do the same thing. You may ask, what are you talking about, the same thing? A lot of people do the same thing. Like, if you go to certain places in L.A., like the garment district, which is a fabric district, you know, there's a whole district that's dedicated to, like, fabric. And you'll see Iranian, all doing the same business and almost selling the same exact thing. So my question into that is, where's the creativity? Where's the creativity? Where's the individuality in that? You know, because a lot of us feel that, you know, I don't know, it just rings true. Like, I can't speak about European, because there's a quote out there that's saying, there's nowhere you can go in the world that you won't see a European. And I will see that rings true, 100% true. Because, I mean, forgive me for going all over the board here, but there's a lot of things in my mind. Like, what is it that we think that being comfortable actually does for us? Like, how is being comfortable a positive thing? How will you learn, explore, and take the risks that you need to take if you can't leave the nest? Like, I'm all about, you know, visiting family and things of that nature, whatever, but I will not lose opportunity and, you know, and just be in one place just because my family's there. There comes a time where you have to say, hey, you know, thank you guys for raising me. You know, it's been nice, whatever, but now I need to go find my place in the world. You know, I remember when I was 17, I just had to beg my mom, please, sign the military papers. And that was my ticket to get out and see the world, and I've never looked back. Now, I don't expect, you know, to say that you American guys and women that are watching this, that you live with your parents. I know that. I'm not that naive. I know this. But, like, for instance, I was asked this weekend, say, hey, you know, let's go on an all-inclusive hotel, you know, trip. And I'm not really a big fan of all-inclusives because, you know, all-inclusive really is about one thing and one thing only, safety. Like, don't get me wrong. I told you guys when I was in Nicaragua, I said, yeah, you know, there was times that, you know, you could get robbed or, you know, things like that could happen or whatever. And that's true. And then I came back and I told some people about that, and it was like, oh my gosh, weren't you afraid? And I told them, I said, think about it for a second. If America is probably one of the most dangerous countries in the world besides Iraq, okay? Now, if the other people in other countries were to see, all they were shown was just the crime in America, like, you know, the murders and things of that nature, whatever, a lot of people wouldn't come to this country. Because that's the only thing that would be in their mind is like, oh my gosh, we're going to get killed when we go to America. But that's not the case. We know that some places in America are safe. We walk every day. We interact with people, and and we're fine. Same thing with other countries. Things like that happen, but that doesn't mean that just because you're there, you're going to get robbed. You can't live life like that. You got to live life, not being afraid. You just got to face fear. And a lot of the times, the fear that we face is a fear that we create. It's not really that fear that is out there. It's just something we create in our mind, and we just kind of overanalyze over it. And then we're afraid to do stuff. So, what is it? I mean, what is it, guys? What is it that keeps us comfortable? Why do we feel that, well, I'm safe here, I know everybody here, all my friends I know. I don't want to move to another place because I don't know anyone there. So what? Meet new friends. Because this type of thinking, right, also can kind of spill into your other life and get you not to make any new risk. Take new risk. Think about it. If you're always like, I gotta be with my mom, and then when you get into a new environment, you don't know the people, you kind of sit in the corner, hey, how's it going? You don't really talk, whatever. What kind of individual you think you're gonna be in the future, or how are you gonna grow if you don't take the risk? Because, for instance, I was asked this too. I said, hey, let's go on an all-inclusive, and they say, let's go to Jamaica. And I thought about that. I said, wow, Jamaica. That kind of rings true a lot in Americans. Like, is the only place that Americans go is Jamaica, Mexico, and Canada. I really haven't heard too many other places besides that. Every now and then you hear like some crazy people that think out of the box, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to Italy. Yes, I'm going to Nepal. And these people are living life. They're seeing life. They don't have any boundaries. A lot of us go to these places like, Jamaica and Mexico and Canada because our friends have went. And they say, oh, we stayed in this all-inclusive resort. Everything was paid for. It was real safe. Everything was good. I don't want a vacation like that. You know what I'm saying? I want to experience it. I want to experience the people, the culture, and know what it's all about. You can't know what it's all about when you're like behind four walls, and the barbed wire around the fence. Around the gate. Can't do it. So I just want to hear the questions and comments, because this is something I'm very interested in. Like, how do you guys feel about this, about being comfortable? Do you think it's smart to be comfortable and safe and live around your family and things of that nature, whatever? Or do you think that you should just take the bull by the horns and explore and live your own life, find out what it is that you like, and do that? Because, if you study the life of the eagle and birds and things of this nature, whatever, once the bird is able to fly, they're gone. They're gone. I just think that sometimes we just get too attached to people and things, and we just miss out on opportunity. We miss out on life. A lot of times if you go to small towns in America and things like this, it's funny, like you're walking a crowd and it's like 10 people and everyone looks alike. And I say, wow, that's a whole family right there. And they're all staying in the same area and no one's leaving. And if they do leave, they'll stay like 4 hours away from the family and things like that. Got to be close to family. Got to be close to that comfort zone. So I'm going to be dead wrong with you guys. This is just my opinion. My opinion is you live your life. You go visit your family. You go do those things. But don't let anything hold you back to the things you need to do, because your dream or what you need to accomplish may not be in your town. If there's no opportunity in your town, because I see a lot of people do this, they say, hey, I need to get a job, or there's no jobs in my town and things like that. Well, guess what? Go to another town, because everything may be dried up there. It may mean that you may need to just explore your options somewhere else. So let me hear the questions, comments. Guys, if you like my topics and things of that nature, whatever you like the videos, please subscribe to the channel. Welcome. So until next time, signing off.